Forgiveness is a process. I am making this video message to tell you that forgiveness for every single individual person looks very different. But I don't want you to beat yourself up if you have not forgiven someone instantaneously or immediately. Now, let me tell you all the definition of forgiveness. The general definition of forgiveness just means to be intentional about overlooking or excusing anger, hurt, and resentment towards another person. That's just the general definition of forgiveness. The biblical definition of forgiveness, when you take the word forgiveness, the Greek word forgiveness, and you translate it from Greek to English, it is just to literally let go. That is the actual definition of forgiveness. Again, the Greek word forgiveness translated to English just means to literally let go. So let's say you are holding a rope right now, and let's say you're tugging, you're pulling it, and then you make a decision to let it go. That's it. It's not deep, it's not profound, it's very simple. However, I know that letting go for every single person is not simple. I know it's not simple because me letting go of certain things over the course of my life has not been simple. Now, let me break some things down to you all. I remember there was a time over the course of my life where the word forgiveness would come up. And I would be around people that would tell me when someone did them wrong or something went down that immediately they let it go. Or on the other hand, I would come across some people that said certain things were said and done to them, and it was instantaneous, them letting go of it or getting over it. And I found it so hard to believe that someone was quickly able to let something go. Not because I believed it was impossible to do, but because I came to the realization when I did self inventory and looked at myself, I started to recognize that I just did not have the capacity at that time to simply let go of something. And unforgiveness sets in when we are refusing to overlook something that someone has done to us or something that someone has said to us. It is very difficult to get over something depending on who it is that hurt you or what it was that was done. But I want you all to recognize this. When you have been hurt and when you have been betrayed, I want you to do self inventory because sometimes we put ourselves in a position to be hurt. Now, I'm not blaming you for someone double crossing you or betraying you. That's not what my aim is here. What I'm simply saying is that if you look over every situation you've gone through and you look at that one area that you know you are harboring the secret sin of unforgiveness and rage and anger towards a particular person, or it could be several people, you have to look at yourself and say, what could you have done differently to not necessarily put yourself in a position to be hurt? This is not for everybody. But let's say in a game of love, there are some of you all, you are still holding on to what an ex-spouse or an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend did to you. And you're holding on to it because when we get hurt and when we get crossed, we will be shocked because it's the audacity that we're looking at. We're looking at the gall, we're looking at the audacity of that person or different people that do something to us. And sometimes it's rooted in pride. We feel like, you know what? If I am the best person to someone and I genuinely and sincerely love them, I've been the best friend. I've never done anything behind their back. I've never spoken ill of them. I protect them. I'm always available. I always show up when they need me. How dare they cross me and do me wrong? But I want to tell you all to look at yourself, because sometimes we share more than we're supposed to in relationships and with friendships. We share too much, and sometimes we will give someone the license to, or we give them the power to hurt us. We give them the power. If we make a decision to keep overlooking a red flag where we know in that friendship or we know in their relationship that that person is not trustworthy, we know that that person is a known liar, we know that that person is a known thief, we know that that person is a messy person, but we continue to hang with them, we continue to trust them, giving them information, we continue to eat with them, we continue to let that person come in our house and be around us, then you have to get to the point where you say, you know what, a lot of this is my fault. Because of my heart, because of how I feel about this person, and because of me constantly overlooking things that I know are bad and off about this person, I'm sitting in it, I'm resting in it. And so you have, to a certain extent, given your power over to that person. Even though they may have told you that they would never cross you, they would never do you wrong, they would never badmouth you or allow other people to badmouth you. Some of you all have been in situations like this, and every time they cross you, you continue to stick it out with them. So if you are in a situation like that, now you have yourself to blame, and that's why I'm telling you to do self-inventory. The next thing I want you guys to look at is, what is the lesson that you learned in being hurt and crossed by somebody? You all do know that in life is a big teacher and a lot of lessons. You learn a lot of lessons over the course of your life, and you get taught so many things and you learn many things. What is the lesson that you learned when you were hurt or betrayed or crossed by that particular person or those particular people? Did you learn to pay more attention to the red flags in the beginning versus later down the line? Did you learn to let go and remove certain people out of your life the minute that you sense or see certain things, instead of always being real easy to give everybody the benefit of the doubt? Did you learn how to keep more things about yourself private until that person or those people have been proven to be trusted to come around you, come around your children, come around your family, or be trusted with certain personal, private information about you? One of the biggest things a lot of people do is that they give people power when they become too open with them. And a lot of you all, you've become too vulnerable and too open with the wrong people. If somebody's character has not been proven or tried, there is no way that you should be that open and vulnerable with them. So then when they get this power and you all bump heads, it may not even be about a particular matter that you guys are beefing about. It could be about something totally different. And you say, wow, the audacity of that person. Why would that person do that to me? You now have to look at yourself and say, but you know what? He or she would not have been able to do that had I kept my mouth closed and not shared a particular thing with them. People will use against you certain information you give them. I'm not saying be paranoid. I'm not saying to automatically believe every single person you come across will do this. But there are some people you all already know the level all of your friends are at. You all already know the level that a lot of your family members are at. Okay, outside of people being fake, outside of people wearing a mask, you for the most part know somebody's personality. You know if you got a friend that likes tea, they like mess, they like gossip. They like to have a lot of kicks and giggles off the downfall of other people. Okay, they may not have displayed it towards you yet, but you see them display it towards everybody else. Then you got to side that friend and say, I know how far to go with him or her with telling them certain things about me. Yeah, we close, we cool, but I cannot tell them this particular thing because I know their character, I know their personality. I'm just throwing out some examples of why you need to pay more attention. So again, you all have to do self inventory, and you have to look at the learning lesson. Look at the lesson that God may want you to learn, or He is bringing something to the forefront for you to pay attention to for the future. So that particular hurt and pain won't keep happening to you. The next thing I want you all to do is look at where the other person is. Some people have been betrayed, they've been hurt, they have been tampered with, they have been fumbled. And when you have an individual walking around that is full of anger, full of bitterness, full of rage, it would make them sometimes become a evil, mean, cantankerous, and difficult person. And they say hurt people hurt people. So if someone is hurt and they have not gotten therapy, or they have not learned to live a life of forgiveness, then it's nothing to them to come and hurt you or other people. There are some people you will come across ahead, they are so mean and angry, hateful, and bitter. They don't care who they hurt. They're only out for themselves. They're only out to see what they can get. They're only out to see what they can benefit from. Sometimes people will connect to you intentionally because there's a motive there. They know being connected to you or talking to you that you can take them to the next level. So if it requires them to step on your toes to get forward or get ahead or go up, if it requires them to release some information to somebody about you because that person is going to do them a favor after they do that, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. If somebody didn't have good intentions for you or their relationship or their friendship or situation from jump, then when they have the opportunity to walk away and jump ship, or they see another friend or another person that's better, or they're offering more, whatever the case is, then they're going to take it, and they're going to leave you like two sheets in the wind. And so all I'm saying is that when it comes to forgiveness, the process is not the same for everybody. Where there are some people that can instantaneously let go, and then there are some people who immediately let go, there are some of you all, it's taking you a little while to let go of something. And sometimes people will tell you, hurt people, you got to let stuff go. Don't keep talking about it. Don't keep, bringing it up. But they don't tell you how to let go. And so I am just telling you all, you simply just let it go. It's just a choice. It's kind of synonymous with love. And let me break that down real quick. Love is an action. I know we have been taught that love is a feeling, but feelings come and go. Feelings are for a moment. Sometimes emotions are for a moment. They're real quick and they go up and down. When we wake up in the morning, we make a decision of what we're going to eat. It can be an hour or two later, we'll change our mind and want to eat something else. There are some of us, we'll wake up when that alarm clock goes off. You'll say, okay, I'm about to get showered and ready to go to work. But then 30 minutes into it, you'll say, you know what, I'm going to call off. I'm not feeling it today. I have PTO. I have some sick days. I'm going to take it. I'm going to just do my whole day of self-care. Okay, so you're changing your mind. Sometimes you'll be thinking about that friendship or that relationship and you'll say, you know what, it's running its course. I'm ready to get out of it. I don't think that this is going to work out. But then they'll do something, they'll say something, you will feel something else come over you later down the line and you'll stay longer. And so what I'm saying to you is emotions are feelings, but love is an action word. You make a conscious and intentional choice to stick around with someone in spite of what goes down, in spite of who they are, in spite of what they do. And so it's the same thing with forgiveness. Simply letting go and releasing anger and hurt and you excusing something is just that. You just let it go. You don't bring it up. Now, I'm not saying you don't remember. You will remember hurt. You will remember who crossed you. But you got to trust and believe and know that whoever has done you wrong, whoever has betrayed you, whoever has crossed you and been underhanded with you, you guys have got to know that God saw it. or he's seeing it play out. You cannot get anybody back at the level God can. You all have got to accept that. And you have got to stop jumping in front of God, using up all your strength and your energy and premeditating how you're going to pay somebody back or how you're going to get your lick back. You don't need to get your lick back. You need to continue to move on with your life, and you need to let go, and you need to do all the work that you need to do, however that looks for you, because guess what? There's a point that you need to be forgiven. In the future, you are going to need forgiveness for something. You are not done living. That's real talk. I am not done living. We have done things, we have said things, we have been involved in certain things, and it required someone to forgive us, pardon us, overlook us and our wrongdoing, excuse us, and just let go of it. It doesn't mean you forget. Sometimes you have the memory of that pain because it keeps a bridge between you and that person, and it prevents you from going back. Some of you all, you need that. You need that mental and emotional bridge to remind you, okay, this person caused me a lot of hurt and pain. But if the opportunity presents itself, and I have the opportunity or the choice to go back to that friendship or that relationship, I'm going to remember what they did or said to me, or what they didn't do or say when they were supposed to. And that's going to remind me of why the friendship or the relationship ended. Some of you all, you need that, but it doesn't mean you hold on to it. You will know that you have forgiven somebody and let go when you are not always thinking about it, when you are not bringing it up, when you are not throwing it in the person's face. Some of you all repeatedly, every chance you get, the person or the people who hurt you, you keep bringing up what they did and what they said to you, or you're going telling other people, and it's become a lifestyle. Your anger, your hate, your bitterness, and your rage comes out. Anytime you see that person, anytime that person's name comes up, we have all been guilty of it. And unforgiveness becomes a secret sin. Because a lot of you all, you don't verbalize it, but internally, you know your heart, and you know if you are harboring anger, hurt, unforgiveness, and resentment towards somebody. So guys, I'm telling you, simply just let it go. Let it go. I'm not saying it's going to be instantaneous. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. But some of you all, you have been holding on to unforgiveness for 10, 15, 20, 30, and 40 years with family members, with friends, with ex-spouses, with jobs, with locations, all types of things. You have to let it go because you need grace. You need mercy. You need love. You need someone to be patient with you. You need someone to forgive you. You are not above it. You are not perfect. I am not above it. I am not perfect. You all have got to, like I tell you all the time, you have to have a level of humility. You cannot get so high and mighty, or you have a victim mentality that everybody is always doing things to you, because there is a point in your life you may be guilty of it right now, at this moment, of hurting someone. Sometimes you might not even be aware of how you're offending or hurting someone. I won't really put that off on you, because if you are not really aware, that's not really your fault. But some of you all, you are very well aware of hurt and pain you're causing someone. Period, point blank. So again, guys, before I end this video message, simply let it go. Start your healing process. What lesson did you learn through that pain and that hurt that someone inflicted on you? What could you have done differently to not pass over and give over a lot of your power? You gave someone the weapons to be put in a position where they can hurt you easily or repeatedly. Start to look at all of that. But the bottom line is, you have to let go. In order to be forgiven, you have to forgive. In order to get mercy from others, you have to be merciful. You have to be graceful. You have to be understanding. You got to look at other people and say, you know what, he or she, I know where they're at emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. I understand why he or she is doing what they are doing. It's not to excuse it or justify it, but you are just aware. Do the work that you need to do so you can continue to get your blessings, so they will not be blocked, and clear out your mind and your heart and your spirit. Outer sins are easy for people to recognize and point out, but baby, when I tell you the secret sins that's internal that people don't see, God sees it and he knows about it, and it will send you straight to hell if you don't repent and let it go. That's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have been offended by anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.